Metaphysical Lessons, The Great Frequency Shift, by Ascension Lightworkers. There are moments in the evolution of consciousness when life itself begins to change frequency. What once felt familiar no longer resonates. What you once enjoyed suddenly feels empty. People, places, habits, and even dreams that have been part of your life for years begin to fall away without any obvious explanation. This is one of the deeper lessons of Ascension. You are not necessarily losing yourself. You are becoming more aligned with who you are becoming. The pivotal year and the frequency shift. We are moving through a pivotal time in the great cycle of consciousness, one connected with the center point of the precession of the equinoxes, a turning of ages, cycles, and collective awareness. When frequency changes, frustration often appears before clarity. You may wonder why you have stopped doing things you have done for years, why you no longer want to go to the same places, why certain conversations exhaust you, why some relationships feel different, why activities that once gave you pleasure suddenly feel disconnected from who you are. The answer is that your inner frequency has changed. The soul often withdraws its energy from what no longer belongs to the next chapter, the unique path and the third language. As consciousness expands, we begin to understand that there is no single pathway to awakening. Every soul has its own curriculum, its own timing, and its own way of remembering. Eventually, you begin to communicate through what is called the third language, beyond words and beyond ordinary perception. It is the language of intuition, energetic recognition, synchronicity, feeling, and inner knowing. You don't always need someone to tell you what is true. You naturally begin to know. This is why the future path becomes increasingly intuitive. Each soul will be called to listen more deeply within, rather than continually looking outside themselves for permission, answers, or direction. Duality is becoming more contrasting. One of the most profound metaphysical lessons of this life's learning is the increasing contrast within duality. Light becomes lighter, dark becomes darker, positive becomes more positive, negative becomes more negative. What was once hidden becomes increasingly difficult to conceal. This does not mean that people suddenly become entirely good or entirely bad. It means the energetic signature behind choices, intentions, and behavior becomes increasingly transparent. The truth of what someone carries within begins to reveal itself transparently through what they repeatedly choose. In New Earth, energy transparency becomes undeniable. Everyday decisions become powerful expressions of alignment. Who you surround yourself with greatly matters. What you continually choose matters. What you tolerate matters. What you are consciously creating matters. What you choose when nobody is watching matters. In this emerging consciousness, individuals increasingly choose which world they belong to through the frequency of their everyday lives. Pure intent is the catalyst. One of the greatest lessons is understanding the difference between wanting something and being in pure alignment with it. Pure intent carries no manipulation. It does not force. It does not chase. It does not need to control the outcome. Pure intent is the energetic statement of the soul saying, "This is what I am genuinely aligned with." When intention, action, and inner frequency become coherent, the pathway begins to change. This is why some manifestations seem to arrive when you finally stop forcing them. You have changed the frequency from which you are asking. The old souls become the teachers. This increases in future timelines. Many of the old souls who have walked through the deepest lessons of this transition and have consciously transformed will be recognized totally differently. They will be known as teachers because they have experienced the most and collected the most information. The old souls are recognized as teachers because they have lived through the lessons. They become known as life masters, souls who understand compassion because they have experienced suffering, who understand discernment because they have experienced deception, who understand sovereignty because they have learned to stand alone, and who have mastered duality and truly understand love because they have walked through the absence of it. Their wisdom will come through their natural embodiment rather than authority. They will teach simply by being. The train through the ages. Imagine the soul as a train traveling through countless ages. Each lifetime is another carriage. Each experience adds another carriage, relationships, lessons, losses, awakenings, memories, karmic patterns, and moments of profound transformation are all carried within. For generations, the train has continued moving along the same tracks. But eventually there comes a point when the soul reaches the switch, and the switch represents conscious choice. You can continue traveling the familiar track, carrying the same patterns into another cycle. Or you can throw the switch. And when you do, you don't release just one carriage. You release all of them. The accumulated stories, the old self-identities, the false inherited patterns, the versions of self that was built around survival, the need to repeat what has already been learned. The train changes direction because the soul has finally chosen another timeline. This is what profound awakening can feel like. Not the destruction of your past, but the release of your attachment to carrying it forward. The switch is in your hands. The train is already moving. It's about choosing the track consciously. The choice is happening now. The emerging timelines are not just somewhere in the distant future. They are being created through the choices being made now. Every act of integrity strengthens one reality. Every act of fear strengthens another. Every choice to love rather than retaliate changes the trajectory. Every choice to remain conscious rather than reactive changes the trajectory. Every time you choose truth over illusion, sovereignty over dependence, compassion over judgment, and authenticity over approval, you are placing another piece of your soul onto the track you are choosing. This is one of the greatest metaphysical lessons of all. The future is not something you are waiting to arrive. You are continually choosing it. And as consciousness becomes more transparent, the frequency you carry, the people you walk beside, the choices you make, and the intentions behind those choices will increasingly reveal which world you are creating and which world you belong to. In loving and devoted Ascension service, by Ascension Lightworkers. The Arcturian Council, The Quiet Art of Strengthening Your Intuition. Channel, Octavia Vasile. Dear friends, your intuition has always been present, gently accompanying every experience of your life. Many people believe intuition is a gift that arrives one day from somewhere beyond themselves, yet it is much closer than that. Intuition is the natural language of your consciousness. It is one of the ways your soul communicates with your human experience. The question is rarely, how do I become intuitive? The more meaningful question is, how do I become quiet enough to recognize what has always been there? Your world celebrates information. Every day you receive thousands of opinions, recommendations, headlines, reviews, algorithms, and predictions. There is great value in knowledge, yet wisdom grows from a different place. Wisdom arises when knowledge meets presence. Every time you pause before seeking an answer outside yourself, you strengthen your inner guidance. Before opening a map, ask yourself which direction feels right. Before checking the weather, notice what your body senses. Before asking another person what decision to make, spend a few moments listening to your own heart. These small moments become daily exercises that strengthen your intuitive awareness. Intuition develops through use, just as any muscle becomes stronger through gentle, consistent practice. There is no need for dramatic experiences. There is great beauty in the ordinary. A quiet feeling that invites you to leave home a little earlier. A gentle impulse to call someone you have been thinking about. A sudden desire to walk through another street, sit beneath a certain tree, or choose a different book. These simple moments are conversations between your conscious mind and your deeper intelligence. You often imagine intuition as something mysterious, yet it speaks the language of simplicity. The analytical mind enjoys complexity because complexity creates the feeling of certainty. Intuition enjoys clarity because clarity belongs to the present moment. Presence is the natural environment in which intuition flourishes. When your awareness rests fully in this moment, your senses become refined. You begin noticing the subtle expression on someone's face, the change in the atmosphere of a room, the peaceful feeling surrounding one decision and the heaviness surrounding another. None of this requires effort. It arises naturally from attentive awareness. Silence becomes one of your greatest teachers. Spend a few minutes each day without music, without conversation, without reading, and without reaching for your phone. Simply observe. Listen to the sounds around you. Feel your breathing. Notice your body. At first, your mind may continue speaking, and this is perfectly natural. Gradually, the spaces between thoughts become wider, and within those spaces, your intuition becomes easier to recognize. Nature offers another beautiful pathway. Trees have never hurried. Rivers have never questioned whether they are flowing correctly. Birds have never searched for permission to sing. Nature continuously demonstrates effortless intelligence. As you spend time among forests, mountains, rivers, or the sea, your own nervous system remembers this natural rhythm. Your thoughts become softer, your breathing becomes deeper, and your intuitive perception expands almost effortlessly. Curiosity opens doors that certainty keeps closed. Approach your intuition as you would explore a beautiful landscape. Observe without rushing toward conclusions. Ask gentle questions. Remain interested in every feeling, image, sensation, or thought that appears. Curiosity keeps your awareness flexible, and flexibility allows new perceptions to emerge. Learn to enjoy small experiments. Before looking at your phone, notice who you think may be calling. Before opening a message, sense its emotional tone. Walk through a bookstore and allow one book to attract your attention before reading the title. At the end of the day, reflect upon these moments. You will discover that your intuitive accuracy grows naturally through joyful practice rather than through pressure. Your body is also one of your greatest intuitive instruments. Every emotion, every contraction, every expansion carries information. Sometimes your body understands a situation before your thoughts have caught up. When you enter a place, notice how your breathing changes. When speaking with someone, observe whether your chest feels open or contracted. Your body continuously participates in the conversation between your soul and your daily life. There is also great value in honoring your first impression. The first impression often arrives quietly and simply. The analytical mind usually follows a few moments later with explanations, comparisons, and alternative possibilities. Both have their place. The mind organizes information, while intuition reveals direction. Together they become wonderful partners when each is appreciated for its own gift. Most importantly, allow intuition to become something joyful rather than something serious. Play with it. Smile when synchronicities appear. Celebrate small confirmations. Enjoy discovering how life communicates with you in hundreds of subtle ways every day. The universe speaks continuously through people, nature, timing, dreams, symbols, feelings, and moments of unexpected beauty. The more you notice these conversations, the more fluent you become in the language of your own soul. You already carry everything necessary to become a clear channel. Your intuition does not ask you to become someone else. It gently invites you to remember who you have always been. With love, the 5D Arcturian Council. The Elders, Truth or Fiction. Channel, Robin G. Locke. Do you see that you cannot change what is truth, and what is fiction? Do you see this and know that the change you must make is to shift what is not to what it might now be? We know you have questions, and it is time for their answers. What is truth? Do you wonder why the mind continues to block what it can and redirect as it is able? Do you see that many have this occur in an ongoing way, but they do not see that it is not as it might otherwise be? It is that they do not know of any other way of being. We seek to change that. We seek to change the dial and move the needle. We seek for more to be. It is that many do not know as you do. Might they want more? Might the mind no longer convolute as it does? Might more now be? Sit in a way of love as you move now from the head to your heart. Move in this way. Move in a way of love and conviction. Move in an unbridled way to discover what has been off as you move those things away. Discover that which has not been known in time and more time. Move to discover what does elicit discovery. Seek clarity rather than falsities. Might you want more? Let us share more. Understand that there is not this understanding in play today. Many do not seek to know more, but simply apply what they know so that it remains firmly affixed in the reality in which they find themselves. Do you see that this is not forward-moving and will not create forward-moving momentum? Do you also see that they will not advance but move counter to that? And so, as you seek more, do you crave truth or fiction? Do you want to truly know or align again with what you might otherwise know? You see, life is funny that way, and in the not knowing, more is drawn to you in a lesser way. It is the desire there that is most key. Desire can move much, for it is the wanting that will allow more to become known. Imagine life as the means of existing in a greater way. Imagine life in this way. Take that deep dive. Let us take a deep dive now. Let us take a closer look. Let us look at what you seek a greater understanding of. Let us look there now. As you move about the day, consider that these things have been unknown and not understood as they might be. You see, much is misunderstood and not focused upon from the heart, but rather focused from the head. There is much that is misunderstood mentally. Understandings that would not be deemed correct or admissible into what does truly exist today. Be a conscious seeker who seeks to know consciously. There are those who do not know as you do, those who posture and speculate on this or that, but without a knowledge that is based on firm footing. Your footing is firm, and so more is allowed entrance in. More is allowed in this way, for there is the tangible means of supporting that which is built upon the earlier premise of the other. Are you ready to know a bit more today than yesterday? Many here are not, as you might suppose. They are not of the purposeful way, and they are not driven to discover as your soul and others sought to know. They seek differently. As such, those who mimic do so in a variety of ways and means. Their means, one to the other, do alter and shift. What do we mean by this? It is always the intent behind actions taken, yes? Do you see that the intent is either a higher or a lower one? There can be no other way. There are those who seek your betterment, your unseen entourage, your guardian angels, and the like. The truth in falsities. What is your preference? They, your guardian angels, aspire to have you receive information that will elevate and move you to choose better, more aspirational objectives. And so, there are these ones. There are also those who are called to, as a means of advancement. What is the purpose of that advancement? Is it for the one or the many? You see, it is always the intent behind what is wanted that does affect all that follows. For if you are merely wanting from a posture of self-service, rather than worldwide service or something in that league, then how can what you call forth be of that higher way? It cannot. And so, seek to know where your objectives emanate from. Seek to know their origin. Seek to know what has moved you to want to know this, that, or the other. It is because when you want for ego, when you want for money, and, let us say that, when you want for fame and fortune, then the more we suggest cannot be. And so we look here. We see that you are simply seeking to know more so that you might know differently than before. It is so that you might move more into a way of wonderment and awe, in an enlightening way, in a way of truth. It is that you seek to know what has eluded you in time and over time. And so let us share that there are those who are not so elevated. They are not postured as such. They are and do exist in a more lowly way, although we will say their energy is higher than that. Do you see what we suggest? We suggest those who will move you to a higher platform of being, but not the highest platform of understanding. These are those that exist here too. What is wanted? They want as you want. They know, although more so as you know, by enlisting a greater knowing than you do. They are those who do confound to a degree, because they know just enough. They know just enough so that you might believe that what they know is enough to know. It is discernment here that is most critical and worthy to employ. It is most worthy to pause and ask. But in the excitement of the day, is that extra step put into play? For this one has perhaps provided enough that more is not sought for clarity and true understanding. This is where discernment of who or what one is communicating with, and it would be most vital to confirm. And so we will say that those in this day who act as they do so because they are not at the level they are supposed to have attained. Do you see that truth is missing here? Truth is a valued component that needs to be within the mix of consideration. You see, they are not where they are believed to be. They are not at the pinnacle of understanding, but rather somewhere else. And so what they share is not as they might do, for there is not the clarification, but actually the lessening of what this one understands and now believes as gospel. And they then share with others, and these others then believe as they do. It is a slight nuance that is given incorrectly, and so to delve here and there to say this is correct or not, that is not as we do. You know this and have shared this with others, and that is correct and true. This is something the one or other is to discover. This is what they are to do, for they must discern what is without our telling them what is what and who is who. This is for their understanding, as we do understand this most definitely. Sit with this now and then return for more. Shekina, Flowers of Healing. Channel Lee Dagani. Dear beloveds, I am Shekina, Divine Mother, Mother of Love, Mother of You. I come this day because you have called me. You see, that is the gift that you have, that you may call on me at any time, for I live within you. Even my name means dwelling place, for I am the sacred part of you that has the deepest love. Sometimes you call out and you wonder where I am, but I live within each cell, and my home is within your heart. Yes, I live in all hearts, even the hearts of those you might feel might not be kind or might want to hurt others. Yes, I live there too, just waiting to be awakened. But the power you have, beloveds, is that when you open yourself to the love that I have for thee, to the beauty that is yours, that is a spark that goes out and touches every other heart. You ask for healing, and when you ask, it comes. Oh, sometimes, yes, the body needs a little bit of time to adjust to it. But know that if you believe that I am truly there, that I am truly with you, the healing will come faster than you can even fathom. For this is the partnership that we have formed, that we formed from the beginning. For I am really not separate from you. I am a part of you. I am a part of thee, and yes, it is my flowers that I have poured my essence in, that I have given you. So I ask that you keep them within your heart, and any time that you wish to receive some help, or to have an understanding, or to see with your heart, your divine vision, that you take out a flower, that you remember this gift that is within you. You don't even have to see it, you just have to know that it is there. Take a flower now and feel it in your hand. Feel how it pulses with life. Feel how it pulses with love. Feel how you may take a handful of flowers with the essence of my healing love and spread them around your house. You just have to know that they are there, and you will see and feel how it will expand. When you have a visitor, they will wonder, why does this feel so wonderful here? You have the secret, and it was never meant to be a secret. So let us spread this beautiful news everywhere. Farewell.